we started, ran into like this little mysterious grave burial area, bunch of dead bodies all in front of it, looking like they just wanted to get inside. We never pushed inside of it, but us we figured out it's not a door. That was like the main key thing. It was just not a door. We just didn't want to risk dying like everybody else. They were just all skeleton and bones. Dom tried to talk to them. That was not helpful. Uh, we we left from there, proceeded on, set camp for the night, and then here came a little scary guy in a hooded in a boat with some fog, asking us to just jump on his boat. And surprisingly, we all just jumped on the boat. No questions asked. We were just like, yeah, why not? Well, some people questioned. Made it to like this off secure island in the middle of the pond that was not there originally, but that's beside the point. Um, there was a spirit lady there. She was tethered. Her husband did that. Did not. He does not seem like a lovely fellow. However, Rainier, being the spirit slayer that he is, slayed the spirit, set her free. She's no longer bound to that place, but she's not in our world either. Praise to her. Um, yeah, and then we found out she was looking for her kid after we slain or Rainier slain her. We uh we went back to the boat and the guy in the hooded robe was the kid. And he thanked us and gave us a little lantern that does not get put out. It's a magical little fire. And then we set back to go back to camp and proceed on our journey.
Wonderful, wonderful. Take some inspiration. Laylis, yes, having come off of releasing slash saving this spirit one way or another, you all finished your uh, camp for the evening. It is currently.
I have a question. How do I add another
Yes.
inspiration?
You technically can't. The sheet only accounts for one because the game like baseline D&D is like you get one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you gotta
Yeah, this
like
is
crack
our
it.
fucked up rule that we let you collect them and hoard them.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
easiest
I
thing
was
to do is
looking at it. I
add
was
a
just like,
resource tracker on the attributes tab.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that works. Resource number one. Oh, no, no, okay.
Yeah, you can rename the resource and then, add like how many you have, on there. Yeah.
Okay, because I was clicking it, and it kept going away and coming back, and I was like, it's not working. But teach their own. Now, sorry about that.
Um, oh no, no, you're totally good. Um, uh, Excellent. It is currently. Let's move our time forward a little bit. It is currently roughly about eight. Sorry, yeah, roughly about 8 a.m. on the 14th of chess. Um, it's the tail end of winter currently. You are several days from the beginning of spring. The weather today is quite rainy, actually. It is torrential downpour. As the day begins and the rain falls down on top of you all, um, is there anything anybody would like to do or get up to on this day's journey?
I would like to resummon Basar and make him an ice type.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Um, I think you can. Um, how is it that you just you recast the spell? How does your feature actually work? What does it say?
Um, from what I'm understanding with the Basar summon, it is in combat if he was to disappear and be like KO'd. The next time I summon him, I have to use a spell slot.
Hmm.
I can use an action the first time and summon him that way, but he hasn't necessarily died in like a long time. So this is more so up to you. How would you like to do this? Since we're not in combat, but there was no clarification for it outside of that.
Yeah, the Drake remains until it's reduced to 0 until you use the feature to summon the Drake again or until you die. So you can use your feature. Um, yeah, once you summon the Drake, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot. Yeah, so at the beginning of every day, you can resummon him in a different form for free with no cost.
Okay, great. Then yes, I would like to do that and make him a nice type.
Cool, heck yeah. Just make a note somewhere, like if you have like pen and paper nearby, that he is ice type currently. um, um, cool. Anything else anybody wishes to get up to in the morning? All right. You gather your things, pull up your hoods and cloaks as best you can, and steel yourself against the cold, harsh rain. Um, let's see. Ember rolled, Cal rolled, Dom, I believe, rolled last session. I think it's Layla's turn to roll a d12, if I'm not mistaken.
8, 10, 12. How?
6.
650.
Okay. The rain continues for the better part of the morning, uh, leading into early afternoon. The rain begins to subside again, and you're left with the muddy ground that you've been trekking through. It is grasslands that you are moving through, plains and grasslands. So right now you're moving through like pretty tall grass. It comes up about waist high, and so your leggings are constantly being covered in rain. You're breaking through, making this path, flattening the grass as you are waist high on who? Yeah, exactly. Some of these smaller types are smaller races are completely hidden as they are relying on the larger party members to kind of cut through the swath and keep it down. Um, the travel is a little slow in general today because of the rain and the path through the tall grasses. Early afternoon, the rain subsides and the skies break clear, and the cloud cover breaks and gives way to sky once more. And as you come across a bend in these grasslands, you see this expanse out in front of you that is just this beautiful field of flowers, all different colors. There's pinks and blues and reds and purples and yellows and teals, just a kaleidoscope, a rainbow that just goes on for like miles. As you begin to make your way, the rain having subsided, you can begin to see some of the wildlife come back out. You see some of the bees nearby and other pollinating insects going from flower to flower. Um, Very slowly, the smells of these flowers begin to fill the air once more. Some sweet, some almost sour in a way. You can see in the distance, trampling their way through these flowers, are at first they could be some kind of deer like creature. but you can make out that they have almost like a humped ridge with like a fin on the back of their back. And their coloration is not brown like a deer, it's uh, greenish. So if they were not moving, it actually probably would be difficult to tell that they were even in the grass to begin with. And you can see about a dozen of them or so kind of moving through, stopping every now and then, eating some of the flowers as they make their way. Anybody who would like to can make a nature check to try to identify what these things are.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
Excellent. Lelis, you see these, and I'll show everyone what they look like.
Oh, I want to collect it. It's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, odd coloration to them. They have these like curled tusks on their head, and this opening at the top of their the ridge of their nose, and um, as they move swiftly, the faster they move, you can just barely hear this like whistling on the wind that seems to follow them as they go, caused by, and Layla's, you know this specifically, caused by that opening in their skull. It actually, as they rush towards prey or predator, it gives away their presence, right?
Okay.
So it's a sound to be on the lookout for, essentially. And you know these to be they're called avatrolls, and they're not mammals. They're reptilian quadrupeds. Mostly vegetarian. They usually eat like tubers and roots, but they do eat meat. There have been occasions where if they feel like their number outweigh you, that they may attack creatures of your size.
Okay. Okay. Given the situation that we're in, that we haven't been noticed, I'd like to advise the group to not make ourselves known as much as it is possible. So that way we don't, judging by the sound and the trampling, I assume we are heavily outnumbered by these and do not want to risk that. That is my suggestion to everybody.
I can be quiet. I just gotta, and I will sit down and stop.
Even your sitting's kind of, well, it's
Well,
quiet now, but
Yeah, it's the chair. And the shield. And probably I'm gonna stop talking now.
I want to say I'm always quiet, but we've seen my stealth rolls, so
speaking of that, why don't we get stealth rolls from everybody? As your ranger has advised you to, either stay still or move quietly.
Uh,
ooh, not bad.
okay, okay. Look, we are out there. We got it.
Yeah. Don't forget Basar.
Oh, little bizarre buddy. No, come back. Wrong. There you go. And abilities. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
okay. He's struggling. Okay. I'm just gonna pick up Basar and hold Basar.
Yeah, he's like struggling against you and is like making like noises, and he's making noises in Draconic that are translated to like, "Father, put me down. I can walk. I can walk on my own."
It's like, no, no, not right now. No, you cannot. We do not want to risk everybody else because of your loud feet.
Cool, excellent. You all, with the expertise of your ranger and the distance you are from these creatures, they don't seem to make much notice of you. They continue their way through the flower patch, um, uh, chewing and munching their way on flowers and grasses as they go. You can see several of them like dig their like you can see their heads dip down and they root in the ground, and you can see like dirt being kicked up as they like lift their head and have some kind of root or vegetable in their mouth as they eat, and then they, as a herd, begin moving onward.
Okay. I think it's safe for us to go now, you guys.
Another hour or so of travel, and you are still within this flower patch here. You begin to see some of the flowers are growing kind of large. You see like some sunflower-esque plants. Their petals, seed pods begin to become like the size of your head. Several of them begin to also become larger than that. Some of them you looks like if Merv curled into a ball, that's about like the size of how long these petals are from side to side. Um, and they mix themselves in among all these different flowers here.
Laylis, are these edible?
Let's see here. That'd be, well, what would that be?
You could do nature or survival. I think survival's more appropriate.
Okay.
I could help you with survival.
Yes.
Yeah. And Ember, which flower in particular are you asking about?
One of the large sunflower things.
The large ones, yeah. Laylas, you can roll again. You have advantage.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what helping meant, so.
Boom.
Yes.
Hey.
Hell yeah. Laylas, you have not actually seen these specific flowers before. But you look over some of the larger ones, and they don't seem to have indicators that they don't seem to have the normal indicators that would be like signs of poison, right? Like their coloration isn't bright to ward off anything. There's no spikes. There doesn't seem to be any like weird sap or anything coming from it. They just have this very, very large looking kind of seed pod in the center of these flowers.
Ooh. I don't think they're poisonous. However, there's always the off chance, you know, new
One way
survival
to find
tactic.
out. I'm gonna take a flower.
Cool. This flower is it's a little heavy. The head of it. Do you take like the whole stalk or like just the flower or like head itself?
Just the head. Just
The
the
head.
part that would be edible.
Yeah, cool. I'd say it's like roughly like maybe a pound and a half, 2 pounds. Which me as a person, I don't know how much big sunflower weighs. So I'm imagining, it's enough to be noticeable. And you can see there are little like seeds that are all kind of like in a pattern together inside this thing.
Nice.
I
I
can
would
make
like
something with that later.
clarification real quick, Sean. You said none of them have like thorns on them. None of them that I
Yeah, they
see.
don't. Yeah, they don't look like they've evolved like protection against things eating them. That's that sort of thing.
Okay.
Not in a way that seems dangerous, right?
Okay. Can I do like a can I collect some of the sunflower seeds like Ember just did?
Yeah, yeah.
who here is the best with which direction we're headed? Because I'm sort of confused on which direction we're headed. Want to make sure we're going the right way.
Says the ranger. Probably me.
Not to worry at all. We are headed in this direction.
Got it.
I grab Cal's wrist and point him in the right direction.
Yes, this direction.
And this is why I nominated you for leader.
I'm not that good at tracking.
Well, I wasn't realizing there was a nomination process, but I do accept. Thank you. And yes, Brenia, congratulations on passing the test. Well done.
You make your way through more of this flower field. You're in a section that is like a lot of these larger flowers now. And again, there's this intensifyingly sweet scent in the air. And it almost begins to remind each of you of like sweet baked goods. Like for each of you, it's triggering memories of when you were younger, in like whatever was your favorite kind of sweet treat, whenever that could be had. These memories begin just flooding into your mind as these scents and aromas overtake you.
Amber.
Oh,
Do you have any more of those tarts left?
holds out half an eaten tart.
Cal's eyes go wide. Wow. What would you like in trade for the remainder of that tart?
You can just have it.
I Cookie Monster the remainder of that tart.
Hell yeah.
Can I ask him? This is probably an insensitive question, Cal, but like, do you breathe fire? Well, I mean, obviously you breathe air, but like, you know what I mean, like dragon breath.
Well, let's hope we never have to find out.
Yeah, okay, that was a rude question. I'm sorry.
No, not rude at all. But if we are in a situation where we have to find out what else I may or may not be able to breathe, then we are really up Shit's Creek without a paddle. I prefer to use this, and I points an index finger at his temple.
Yeah. I just. Well, it's worry about it later.
Thank you for the tart, though. It did hit the spot. And that was the last one?
Yeah, I mean, we've been traveling for a few days. Nothing.
Oh, dear. Yes, it's just
None
the
of
flowers.
none of the sweets are holding up.
I mean, I guess it. I don't know. I can't get the thought of baked goods off of my mind.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping I can grind some of these seeds into a flour. I mean, it's not going to be quite the same as normal flour, but like, I can probably still make something with it.
You've got a plan to make more?
Yeah, I'm actually a really good cook.
Cal's trying to rip a head off of one of these flowers.
Oh yeah. You rip a head off one of the flowers there.
Mhm.
A couple of the seeds shake loose. Can I get you to make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
All right. You pull the flower head off, and there's pollen in the air
Mhm.
from these flowers. You sneeze a few times. Your vision clouds a little bit, but you have just kind of like a little bit of a runny nose right now, but you sniff a few times. It seems like it'll probably go away in a little while.
Oh, good gods! But I've secured more, Amber. So, whenever you come up with a plan for how to grind these into flour, let me know.
Okay.
As Cal begins to cough, little coughs kind of like tickles in each of your throats begin to kind of creep up. Can I get everyone else to make a Constitution saving throw, including Little Bazaar?
Constitution, here we go.
Damn.
Yes.
Y'all some thick bodies. Like 20s, 16s, huge. Excellent. You all experience, like, you all begin coughing a little bit. And again, like, your eyes water for a few moments, and like you can feel some like post-nasal drip. Your vision, like, just ever so slightly blurs a little bit. And it's just like a sudden kind of allergy attack that very quickly begins to dissipate. You look around, the wind's kicking up a little bit. Like, you can see clouds of pollen in the air. It's most likely just a bunch of this shit got in your lungs.
We should hurry out of this. This doesn't seem safe. Right, on the double. Sounds good. Okay, everybody, up. Maybe running is not a great plan.
Yes, I don't think these flowers appreciate our plan to grind them into flour.
It'll
Flour,
be
flour.
delicious, though.
Yes.
Wonderful. You all pick up the pace a little bit, and suspiciously eye some of these flowers as you make your way through. In another half hour, you leave behind the expanse of flowers, and those little coughs and tickles, you are alleviated from them as well. Back within the grasslands, it's late afternoon at this point, early evening. You have a few more hours of light left before it's time to make camp as you're pushing your way back through the tall grasses once more. Is there anything anybody wishes to do, before camp? All right.
I guess while I'm walking, I will start trying to pull the seeds out. I'll just drop them in a bag. Like, I'll tie a bag to my waist and just pull the seeds out of the sunflower head.
Yeah, you can do so.
Seeing that, I will imitate.
Cool. You all collect some of the seeds from the flowers here, and a few more hours go by of travel, and it's time to make camp once more. Anything in particular you guys wish to do during camp?
I'm gonna try to get this in place of.
How's our weather again?
Currently, it's actually okay. Not rainy right now. Bad
Okay.
rain in the morning, but clear skies. Like, there's a bit of an overcast occasionally, but it's not like downpours.
Okay. Just kind of put in a little bit more effort to find dry ground, I think, for myself and anyone else who's bedding down.
Very good. You'll have to clear out, like, use some kind of implement or tool to, like, clear out some sections of grass if you plan on building, like, fire.
I have a sickle.
Do you? Okay. You're well prepared. This ranger.
I think I'll just rely on the Everlit lantern for a while until we need warmth, but I'll probably try that in the morning if it turns out it gets really cold at night.
Yeah. It produces no heat, the lantern, so it won't do you
Yeah.
for like keeping you warm. But it will keep like, and the light it's like dim around you, so it's not like it's not huge, the light source, but it like is always on,
I think that'll still do us better than like trying to find dry wood and having to deal with that.
Yeah, having to deal with all that stuff. Yeah, and as you like look around, you can see there are there are trees around, but like it's a little bit of a hike to get to one. So it would be just extra time involved. So you can have no campfire. Also, as a note, like you look around, campfire is like hugely noticeable here. Like you will stand out very easily, like a bright star in the dark.
Yeah, I think this will do then, just to keep us a little bit hidden and provide light for watch for those who'll need it.
Excellent. You flatten some sections of grass down, make yourselves a little comfy camp, have what rations you have available for your meals for the evening. As far as water goes, um, uh, um, I'm forgetting Cody's name. Merv. Merv has his alchemy jug, which produces clean water. So you guys don't have to ever worry about clean water unless he starts making that thing make like mayonnaise and stuff.
I also have create or destroy water prepared.
In case needed as well. Excellent.
I have a water skin.
Yes, which you drink from the entirety the whole day. So every day you need fresh water, but you don't have to worry about that because you have members. Merv can for free give water to everyone with his alchemy jug.
Look at Sean making us actually play by the rules and drink our full water skin in a day.
Yeah, you do have to drink your water skin. But you don't have to worry about it, right? Like the problem is solved.
Well, I have this amazing ability where when I just inquire out loud if anyone has water that I might consume, someone hands some to. See, look, I just said it out loud and Merv just handed me some water. Here, would you like some water?
Okay, you give him some of the rest of the meat in the chest, yeah. I don't know how good that meat. I don't know what Merv has done to like preserve that meat. So
at best, it's the
I don't think
saltiest meat on
anything.
the planet right now.
Yeah, I don't think he did anything. I think
He's done a lot of other shit.
I think there's just like some meat that's going bad in a box.
We needed to eat it before it went out.
Yeah, incredible. Excellent. Cool. You all, you guys set up watches as normal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Let's do this. For everybody's watch, just have everybody roll perception checks. That's Rainier, Dom, Cal, Amber, and then without you, Laylis, you'll be on your own for the last check because Merv isn't here.
Got it. Ooh, wait, I have
Give
the
me 1 second.
How am I looking at this?
I think
Yeah.
you can also roll for you can also roll for Basari if he's with you.
Definitely not really paying attention because I am seated near whatever light is available with mortar and pestle in hand, grinding up seeds.
Oh, well.
And pouring the flour into the resulting powder, rather, into another container.
Yeah, if that's the case, and Cal is as has been the case on watch with Ember, then Cal isn't paying much attention either, because Cal's paying attention to the flower making process.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, cool. Rainier and Dom, watch goes by uneventfully. You notice there are nocturnal creatures here, although your sight lines are pretty limited in the dark, even with dark vision. On like the outskirts of your dark vision, beyond where you could see clearly, you hear sounds of animals. You see like shapes moving in the dark against what like little firefly lights and somewhat things that occur from time to time, but nothing like comes near to you all. Cal and Amber, you are otherwise preoccupied with your grinding of seeds. Amber, you have cooking utensils.
Sure do.
Okay, give me a cooking utensils check. Cal, do you have cooking utensils? Or a way to grind the seeds?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Ember, do you have like something that they could use to grind seeds, or like when you're done, do you want to hand them yours so they can use them?
Yeah, I'll just sort of trade off every now and then. Okay, one of us has to pay attention. My arm's getting you just drop a handful in there, and then you
Okay.
take the other thing, and you just kind of just grind it like it owes you money.
I'm smashing it. Just up and down? In
No,
a circle.
Yeah, like in a circle.
Excellent.
In the sort of circle I should be walking to. I'll be right back. I gotta do a round.
Ah, okay. I'll have these to a fine powder by the time you return.
Cal, do you want to roll a check on this?
No, it doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
I mean, I'm more than happy to if you'd like, but it doesn't matter.
It feels like you're making a choice of what you are doing. So I just wanted to give you the opportunity if you wanted to like see how you did.
I am assisting ineffectual. This is all enthusiasm and no skill. I expect nothing to come from this.
Okay, excellent. Ember, you over the course of your watch, trading off between the two of you, one cow with as you recognize, like Ember like very much knows what she's doing for sure. And you actually pick up a few pointers from her on like how to use these implements. And Ember, you have a bit of ground up flower seed, like flower seed flour. And it has it's already like sweetened a bit, so it is perfect for any kind of sweet baked good. Excellent. Laylis and Basar,
The only duo that's needed.
the only two you need. Cool. Basar, you like for a lot of your watch, like Basar is he gets a little excited at night times occasionally. And he's kind of like stalking around the camp for a while. And you and him kind of play for a fair amount of the watch that you
Have a
all have.
request.
Yeah.
Can he and I practice a dance number for when they wake up?
God, you sure can. You absolutely can.
Do you know how hard it is to get grown man to practice choreography?
I don't think it's as hard as with a reptile.
Yeah, you and Basar practice the dance. We'll have the roles for it when the time comes for it. Incredible. You know what? I don't want to wait for that. So morning arrives. You all, you all are gathering all your stuff in the morning, and Basar and Laylis have something to show everyone.
All right, you guys. All right, you guys. He and I worked on this a lot last night. We think we got it down. However, all the credit goes to Bazaar.
Okay, make a performance check for Basar as well.
Yep. It's not how I thought it was gonna go.
Um,
So
you describe to me how this looks.
we start trying to do it right. Like I come out. I'm like, yes, me, Laylis, and my new best buddy Basar here to show you guys how to start the day and keep the spirits up. And I start trying to just like a casual little two-step, and then I try to do a couple spins. And when I do that, like I do the spins, Basar he jumps on his tail and spins around on the tip of his tail, and then lands on his feet and just like does a little disco pose. And then I try that, but I trip over my feet coming out of the spin, and I face plant into the ground. And I get back up. I'm like, okay, okay, we can keep doing this. And when I face plant, Basar like looks at me and is like, "Are you fucking serious right now? You had me work on this?" And then we keep going. I try to do we do like a little chest bump where he jumps off my chest and does like a little backflip, spits out little cold little snowflakes, so little visuals for everybody. He does wonderful. I trip like 3 or 4 times in the midst of all of this, and he is just putting in his whole effort. And I take a bow. I fall over. I got like face injuries, shoulder injury from falling on my shoulders. My knees hurt, and Basar is just disappointed. He just walks away, and it's just like huffs, and you see like little ice clouds just appear, and just he walks through them like he's just the biggest diva. I'm like, yes, that's our
Holy
big plan.
shit.
Wow, that was
Yes.
wow.
Mm-hmm. And now for the rest of like our little journey for right now, I'm gonna be trying to butter up to Basar, trying to make him feel better
Excellent.
and apologize.
Absolutely wonderful. um, amazing. Incredible. The dance number goes off. As as you all are reeling from that experience, um, uh, each of you also smells that same sweet honeyed smell that you had experienced before. Um, and as you take your eyes off of the performance of Basar and Laylis, you see that there are a few of these tall sunflowers surrounding your little camp that you've set up in the tall grasses.
What were
Okay,
those there?
you're seeing it
Definitely
too,
not.
right? They look like they got closer, right?
Yeah, they're in a circle around you, roughly about like 10 feet from your campsite.
So, um, I'm going to offer back the sunflower seeds that I took earlier and just go put it at like the base of one of them and be like, I don't know if this is what you're mad about, but here you go. I'm gonna go back and clean up my little camp area and
Okay.
just suggest to everybody that we hightail it out of here.
Um, you set the seeds, the flower head that you took down in front of it. You all see the flowered head shake a little bit, and there's a of spores that fill the area.
Hmm.
Hold my breath. We should go.
Should go.
As this one expands its spores, you see the other ones, and spores fill your campsite here. I need everybody to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
We have to. That means we have to get 15, right? I'm
Yeah,
still
you
learning
want
these
15 or
numbers.
better.
Sure
Got it.
didn't. Wow.
Nope.
Hey, there's one.
Where are all
Live
the,
to tell
where are all
our
the
tale,
20s? Where are all the
Laylas.
20s?
You saying that? Wait, Constitution roll.
Tell our tale, Laylas.
Oh no.
Okay. This sweet smell permeates each of your minds, and hold on. Dominic, Rainier, Amber, and Basar each begin violently and uncontrollably coughing, and you are paralyzed.
Oh god.
You are coughing, but you are under the paralyzed condition. Cal and Laylis are not paralyzed from this. The two of you look on in kind of abject horror as from the center of one of these flowers, you see a long, like, tongue begin to extend out, and rising up from the ground with a flowered head, you see a creature that walks on four legs and has a long neck that mimics the look of these flowers you had walked through before. These things look like this.
You know, they would be.
Mm.
Yeah, that's debatable.
Just to be clear, this thing or these things look like this?
These things that have surrounded your camp, as
Okay.
they are able to camouflage themselves very well in the darkness, and we're there in the morning time. Excellent. They begin to approach, and we're going to need everyone to roll initiative. I'm going to put us on a map so you can see what's happening. Also, so it's easier for you to roll initiative and all that.
Oh no.
Look, I remembered how to do it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Huzzah.
Shit.
Yeah, good thing I'm paralyzed though.
America. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
super good about that.
It's a super cool condition. Love having it happen to me.
Love paralyzation.
I
It's
love
really
it.
Any problems?
yeah. But at least in this version of it, you're coughing, so you're doing something. You are doing something.
I attempted to test something out, and it won't let me take Basar out now.
Like you wanted to
Pretty
remove him
mental.
from combat?
Yes, I was gonna see if I rolled for him, if it let me put his thing in right after mine. Just I wanted to see, but now I can't take him out of the combat. Like,
Do me a favor. On the combat tracker, see if you can right click on
What
him,
the
and if it gives you any.
he's blocked out for me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That just means that, like, I'm the one responsible for doing that.
I did get a message when I like right clicked. I did like the initiative thing to take him back out.
Mm-hmm.
It the toggle the combat state. I get a little once in combat cannot be removed except through encounter interface.
Yeah. Okay. So it's probably just like I'm most likely responsible for pulling him out. Okay. Cool. I will remove him. So it's just all of us. Okay. Wonderful. What wonderful fun music to begin plant ambush. Dom, you're up. Let's see who. It's Cal and who is not paralyzed?
Me.
Layla's.
Cal and Laylis. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna get
You
rid
guys
of.
got this. Kill them all.
For
I'm gonna get
real.
rid of Mr.
Quickly,
Merv,
please.
yeah. I'm also Merv's not here. I'm getting rid of one of these things.
Oh, thank God.
I'm definitely the one you want mobile when things need to be killed. Cal is on it.
No offense to Cal, however, I don't believe that.
This track is literally
Cal
light
is
up
pretty good
fun.
at getting
Light
shit
up, be fun.
away.
Some of these I have to name them what they are because if it's just a name of something, I don't know what it means.
What
So
is that
some
last
of them I
name?
have to name like what is this mood?
You like the random switch to? I think that's what.
Halfling, maybe?
Either halfling or
I was thinking it was a real language. Like the first character is actually familiar. I want to say that's Thai.
Arabic?
Oh, it could be. You could be right.
Are you talking about the monumental?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Okay, Dom, you are paralyzed right now.
Sure am.
At the end of your turn, you can make it's a DC 15 con save against the effect. Okay,
So close.
so close, still paralyzed. Okay, excellent. This guy here rolls in, and it goes up to Dom, and you see this tongue flick out from it
Float.
and try to get into Dom's body.
It doesn't have that third character though. Also, that is a horrible, horrible phrasing.
Yeah, it's very bad.
He said what he
Very
said.
bad. I said what I said. Okay.
It loves Dom. We understand that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It does hit.
Shocker.
Yep, it does hit because you're paralyzed.
Doesn't that mean it's a crit?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, Dom, you
Sean,
take.
this encounter is mean.
You stole flowers.
I gave it back.
Not all of us did.
One of them can't
When this is all
necessarily
said and
return.
done, the tarts will be worth it.
The darts will be worth it. Excellent. Okay, you take 16 piercing damage. And you are grappled and restrained as this like tongue wraps around you. You can see as this creature like rises up on its back legs, its tall neck looms over top of Dom, and like the flowers begin kind of wrapping over top of his head. Wonderful. Okay, Witty Lee, amazing. Tries to get good old Ember.
I'm gonna get one shot. I can feel it. I'm about to get crit.
Well, I mean, it is a crit no matter, because of your paralyzation.
You can survive one crit.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Not two. I'm over half.
Okay. It's a 25 to hit, which does
Yeah.
hit you.
Yeah.
That's 17 points of piercing damage, and you were also grappled and restrained.
Okay.
Same thing. It begins wrapping its flowered head around Ember's body. Okay, Ember, you are grappled and restrained.
And paralyzed.
As you are like coughing uncontrollably, unable to like react to what's happening here. At the end of your turn, you make your save against it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna go great. Nope. Well, it's been a fun campaign, everybody.
For real.
Okay, Laylis.
I don't want to risk anybody's life, so I will use. If I use Thorn Whip on a ally, do they still take the damage?
They sure do.
Got it.
And it'll be a crit.
Well, it has to be a melee attack within 5 feet. To
Oh, okay, never mind. Just kidding.
But you could do that against an ally if you wanted to.
It would definitely be smaller damage than these things are hitting for.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, not this time. I will on this one on Ember. Well, actually, no, on this one. On Dom, I will just take a shot at just the side of the sunflower head
Okay, cool.
area. Yes. Never mind. Dom, I'm sorry.
Worth a try.
Yeah, you are inspired if you want to like use your inspiration, just to remind you.
I do have one, so why not? Oh, he needs it.
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay, and then a normal.
Okay. Heck yeah.
And on impact, I think I can. I think it's Basar. It doesn't have to be a melee weapon. It just has to be a hit. It's a reaction. Can he use a reaction?
Basar is paralyzed, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
he
doesn't-
can't. Yeah, he can't take actions, which it makes he can't take actions, which means he can't take actions, bonus actions,
Okay.
movement, or reaction.
Got it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then that is what you get, Dom. You get he got hit for 9.
Hell yeah.
And then roll for you. What's a 15 to come out of this?
Oh, you're not paralyzed.
No.
Oh, sorry, for
Basar.
Basar. Yeah. If you don't want to move or do anything else, then yes.
I'm good in my little. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna move like. Oh my god. 15? Yeah, about right there. I like that spot. And little Basar, it's con save again.
Correct. Con save DC 15.
Got it. No, he did not. Got
Yeah,
it.
he is still coughing his little dragon heart out.
Oh,
Okay,
little
Cal.
guy.
All right. I am going to spend 2 sorcery points to twin cast Vortex Warp on Dom and Ember.
Okay.
I am going to move both of them right behind Laylis, so like here and here.
You got it.
After doing that, Cal is going to run up to Rainier. Smack Rainier across the face and scream, "You've got to snap out of it and save me!" And
Amazing.
that will be Cal's turn.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. Rainier, you are paralyzed. At the end of your turn, you can make a DC 15 con save.
Okay, I'm assuming getting struck did nothing to like, not like different types of ink caps where like getting hit does anything.
It didn't seem to have any effect. Also, Cal uses action to do a thing, so he wouldn't be able to like make an unarmed strike on you.
All right, I've got like my hands on my knees and I'm still coughing and like trying to get my crossbow, but let's see how it goes.
Look.
So close.
So close. Where you guys have good cons. Everybody here has like legit good cons. Okay. You remain in a fit of coughing. Okay. Oh, a little bizarre. This dude comes up. Gonna eat this dragon.
Surprisingly, Basar has a better like. What is this? An AC?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he has a better AC than me.
Okay. 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 Basar gets hit. It crits because he's paralyzed.
Yes.
It's 19 piercing damage. And then he is also grappled and restrained, as like his whole body just gets lifted into the like pedal head as the pedals wrap around and begin closing over top. Like you all lose sight of Bizarre. He is so
my.
tiny, this thing like completely envelops him.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Dom, you are paralyzed and coughing. At the end of your turn, make your save.
Oh, I was almost there.
Christ. Okay.
Rainier,
Rainier, this thing's coming at you.
you got it. Just kick it. Just one good time. Just kick it in the
Just
face.
one good kick. Okay. You are going to take a total of
I'm gonna cast Silvery Barbs.
against the hit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll roll. It's rolls again takes lowest, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I will tell you currently
Mhm.
it has a 20 to hit and a 22 to hit. Currently.
I think. Let me double check here.
Well, I'm just saying, like, because it has advantage on the thing, right? I'm just telling you, like, those are like, as if it rolls under those, right? Then your silvery barbs, will be effective, right?
Yeah,
Which,
I'm gonna use it anyway because of the secondary effect.
yeah. Well, I mean, you stated you were using it. My intention was not to dissuade you.
Oh, I
Was to
gotcha.
tell you. I was telling you here are the stakes currently, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It rolled a 10.
Okay.
So that
Woohoo!
attack misses.
Wow.
Okay. And I'm gonna give Ember advantage on their next roll.
Amazing. Silvery barbs
Yeah.
coming in.
Right.
Speaking of coming in, old Witty Lee coming
Yeah.
in for Cal.
Right. Do you know Getty?
Are you friends with Kenny?
Right.
Okay, Cal.
Yeah.
That's a 23 to hit for 8 piercing.
Okay.
And then you are grappled and restrained.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Ember.
right. With advantage.
There we
Hey.
go. Okay, you are no longer paralyzed at the end of your turn.
I'm gonna make biscuits out of all of you.
No. Oh. Turn around just like, oh my god.
That's
Oh
it.
my
Though. That's at the end of my turn.
Yeah, end of your turn. But with that, the upbeat fun ends as Ember's anger fills this face. Laylis, you are up.
Okay, 1 second, please. Oh, okay, it's another creature. Got it. Okay. The same one that I shot earlier.
Okay.
Yes, I feel like taking one out is better than fighting two. I will take another shot at it because I'm not going near these things. I've seen what they do. I'm not doing that. Ta-da!
Heck yeah.
Oh, well, 4 damage.
Okay. Damage is damage, though.
I just like, you know what? I really wish these things would just fall over now. And, and then Basar's little turn. No, Basar. Well, he only gets a Constitution saving throw, so might as well.
Yeah, just the con save, yeah. Did you personally, Laylis, want to do any bonus actions?
Actually, where is it? No, not
Okay.
yet.
Okay, cool. Then let's get Basar's con save. Ooh.
Well, there's a surprise coming in a moment. It's fine.
Excellent. Cal, you are grappled and restrained as like the petals on the mouth of this thing are like closing around your head.
Okay. Terrified and wanting to break free, but also seeing the other two and not wanting them to get any closer, Cal is going to reach out and cast web.
Hell yeah. They both fail. They're webbed.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's actually not quite where I wanted it, but that's all right. It's got both of them. And I will slap Rainier again, and it's like you've never been in an opium den. Pull yourself together.
Amazing. Incredible. It actually your template is correct. It's just like the picture image is slightly off.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, but you did not get Rainier because it would have definitely rolled, like said Rainier needs to roll.
Okay.
So you did everything correctly.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah, incredible. Okay, Rainier, you are paralyzed and being consumed. We need a con save at the end of your turn.
I just kind of like cough out. I haven't.
The tongue wrapping around like pulls like harder on your neck, choking you. Okay. This little guy, he's got Basar. Basar is restrained. He's restrained. But he's actually got Basar.
Yes.
Basar takes 9 damage at the start of this thing's turn.
Okay. Well, that's a solid 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all see like a puff of like ethereal smoke come out of the fully wrapped area where Basar is, and the plant unfurls its things, and Basar is gone.
I'm not gonna cry out in like hysteria. I just look at the little thing and just like mean mug it.
It begins like trying to move forward, and then is like looking around and like looking at its body, and it's being contained by something. It raises its like it has like clawed appendages, and it begins like kind of pulling and digging at the webbing a little bit on it. What do you have to do for web? Like what do they have to do to get out?
That's a
DC
real good
14.
question. Let's see. Yes, to use an action to make a strength check.
Okay, it will attempt to do that against your DC. And what's your DC?
That's an awesome question.
14.
14. Fantastic.
Two things up in the chat.
Okay, 14. Okay. It has no advantages or anything like this. Okay, cool. Rolled an 8. It is stuck in this web. Dom. At the end of your turn, let's get a big con. No. Okay.
It rolled right off too. It was on a perfect one.
These spores are fucking you up. You are allergic to them for sure.
Sorry, that shouldn't have been as funny as it was.
Hold on, I also need to do something else here. Okay. Ember, Dom, and Rainier. Basar, but Basar's dead. Okay. Okay, this thing. Okay, this thing here, it has Rainier. It is restrained. Rainier, at the top of its turn, you are going to take 9 piercing damage as it fully does like pull and like its barbed tail begins. Its barbed tongue punctures into you a bit more.
Owie.
Owies. Okay. It rolls flat to try to get you. Okay. That's a 22 to get you. So it gets you for 11
Silvery
piercing damage.
barbs.
Silvery barbs. Okay. Well, you saved Rhaenyra from a nat 20, which was the silvery barbs. So it's just the 11 piercing damage.
Oh my god.
Um,
I don't like these things.
and I will give Rhaenyra advantage on the next roll, screaming, Rhaenyra, please, they're so close.
Okay, Cal, this thing has you, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, okay. So you at the start of oh my god. At the start of its turn, this barb finds something inside of you, like a
Mhm.
nerve center,
Mhm.
and its like barbed tongue pierces into it
Mhm.
for 14 piercing damage.
Okay, I'm unconscious.
Ooh, okay. Cal's body goes limp. The webbing disappears on its concentration, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. The webbing begins to dissipate, and you see Cal's body just as limp, being held up by this creature who's like it sucking in, and the tail, the tongue is, he's eating Cal right now. Ember.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ember will grab Dom by the face. The flame that makes up her hair will just sort of encompass them both as she's staring daggers at Dom. Get moving! And I will cast Lesser Restoration to remove paralysis.
Oh my god, thank you.
Oh, God. Is I don't know what Lesser Restoration does. Does it have remove
It
paralysis?
does. I don't know how to expand the spell thing.
I will. Okay.
Trying to remember how to show you this.
Okay.
There you go.
And one disease and paralyzed. Amazing, amazing. Dominic, your paralyzation disappears. Okay. Anything else, Ember?
Oh God, I can't get closer yet, or I will be the next one to go down. I've got 7 hit points. But if I don't, then Cal's gonna get eaten.
The one in the far back over there has been hit a couple times.
I can't actually attack. I have nothing I can do with a bonus action. It's just a question of whether I close the distance now or not.
Mhm.
Oh, I suggest not. You can heal better than everybody else.
I'm gonna wait. I can't go. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand now. Get in there, and I will shove Dominic forward.
Okay. Okay. Laylis, you're up.
I will expend a spell slot and resummon Basar.
Okay.
Here. Well, it won't let me move him, but right here.
You want him behind. Okay. Gotcha.
That spot. And he will have 20. And I will keep him. Actually, no. This time I will make him lightning.
Okay.
And now I will use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike on myself. And then the one that has Cal, I will dash right behind it. Oh, it is not letting me dash.
You might still be on the
Yep,
measure.
I
Yeah,
was
you might
on
be on like a different tool. Yeah.
dash right behind it and use the short sword. Yes. Make sure
Well,
I
you
target-
can't make an attack, right? Because you used your action to summon Basar, bonus action to cast the spell,
Oh.
so you don't have anything available to make an attack.
I'm not moving in then. I'm going to stay back here with the team.
Okay. All right, very good. With so you cast the you cast the spell. Without instruction, Basar then dodges. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Cal, you are currently being consumed. Make a death saving throw for me. Oh my god. So
Holy
close to
moly.
a 20.
Yeah,
I was
Jesus
so
Christ.
close to it. Okay, one success. Rainier, you are also being consumed, coughing as this thing envelops you. Let's get a con save, which you have advantage on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. Oh. Not an ability check.
There it is.
Ah!
Amazing.
um,
Amazing.
as I'm shaking paralysis, I know I can't do anything else, but I'm going for one of the bottles that Merv gave me.
Yeah, hell yeah. Excellent. Okay. This guy here, monumental plant. You see, like these things have like almost like feline-esque body structures, right? With that tall, long, extendable neck. It gets low, pounces over to here, pounces over to here, and then comes up to you, Laylis,
Oh, hi. How are
and
you?
makes a tongue attack at you.
I don't want that.
18 to hit for 5 piercing.
Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, why not?
All right, you are grappled and restrained.
I just look at it. I'm like, you're still ugly.
Excellent. Okay, Dom, you're up.
20, 30. I don't know what to do.
One over here in the far back has been hit like twice already.
Yeah, I'm thinking of saving Cal right now, who's actively being eaten.
That is true.
To push someone off, that's a shove attack, right?
Correct.
My strength is trash.
Yeah, and
Okay.
in the context, you'd be opposing the creatures, like grip.
Yeah. So I can't help too much with that. I will grab my short bow then and shoot at this guy. Let me make sure I'm unselected, which I didn't.
Okay. Just so you know, right? You will not qualify for sneak attack unless you do bonus action aim.
Yes, I'm
Because
doing
Cal
bonus
is
action aim.
unconscious, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm doing
cool.
bonus action aim,
You got it. So you'll have advantage on your attack when you make it.
which was needed.
Okay.
So that plus my sneak attack,
Hell yeah.
and then I'm finally gonna remember my Whales of the Grave
Hell
to
yeah.
attack the one that's on Rainier.
Hell yeah. Well, what's the distance on your whales? How far can you use for that?
30, I believe it is. I can within 30 feet.
Yeah, of the target that you hit, right?
Yeah, of the first creature. Creature that
Yeah.
you can see within 30 feet of the first creature.
Hell yeah.
And so this is necrotic damage. Yeah. Normal. I don't know why I rolled 2. I'm pretty sure it's only supposed to be half.
Probably only supposed to be half. So we'll just use the 4. I'll just give you the larger number.
Okay, cool.
So 4 onto it. Okay. Cool.
Tight.
Why are
That
these
is my turn.
creatures still so strong?
Yeah, no, that's my turn. I
Okay.
can't move.
Any movement or anything?
I can't.
Okay.
I aimed.
Wait. And then that thing got 3. Okay, cool. This thing. Okay, it's got this thing has Rainier.
I thought Rainier broke free.
Rainier is not.
Oh, that was the
broken free.
paralyzation.
Yeah. Rainier, at the top of your turn, you take 7 piercing damage.
Oh no.
Mm.
Still alive.
I'm up with 1, baby.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. This thing tries to eat you.
I am going to Blood Curse of the Eyeless, flare with radiant light, and try to reduce that to hit.
Reduce the to hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. By
By
4.
4.
Okay.
No concern for you.
Okay. You're grappled and restrained. It has advantage on the hit. You reduce it by 4. It misses.
Ooh.
Incredible.
Oh, sorry. The damage that I got from Will's Grave. Sorry to backtrack. I was just reading the thing again.
You're good.
Did it also damage the first target?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, so you do your sneak attack to the one target, right?
Yeah.
And then the Wails from the Grave lets you like leapfrog some damage to another target.
But it also damages the first creature.
Okay.
You also deal this necrotic damage to the first creature. I was not aware of that at first. That's why I was like, "Holy shit! Wait."
Yeah. Let me. I'm just gonna read the because for some reason we don't have that on your sheet, so I'm just reading it off
It's
your D&D Beyond one.
it's on my inventory.
Is it? Oh, okay. I was looking under your features. That's probably why it's not there.
Well,
Okay.
attributes in that
Immediately
inventory.
after you do a sneak attack, you target a second creature. Roll half the number of your dice. The second creature takes necrotic damage equal to the roll's total. Okay, the second creature takes total, right? So your normal sneak attack hits the initial target, and then your Wails from the Grave targets a second creature, but the Wails from the Grave doesn't hit again the first one.
It doesn't until 17th level. That's what the 17th means.
There you go.
That's a really stupid late feature.
Well, it's also pretty powerful to like double dip on stuff. But yeah, it's a little, for 17, yeah, it's a little light. Okay. Cal, this thing begins to consume you. That's 2 failed death saving throws immediately.
Okay.
Okay. Ember.
Alrighty. Can we see any of Cal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Basar got swallowed because he was so tiny.
Okay. Okay. I do not have Cure Wounds prepared, so that doesn't actually matter. I will instead just use a bonus action to cast a healing word on Cal's whatever I could see of Cal sticking out of this plant creature.
Yeah.
Which I think if I target Cal, I can do this.
Then you click healing and it should heal him.
Healing. Normal. Why is it rolling it again?
I don't know, but it's 7 to Cal.
I don't.
I think it makes it that like it might not auto heal because like you're a PC, so like sometimes it doesn't want to like I've set it so it doesn't like auto do stuff to PCs that much because like you want to be in control of all your stuff.
Yeah.
So Cal, you're at 7 HP.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to go around. I can't create waypoints, but I'm going to go around, and I would like to try to shove this thing off of Cal.
Okay, very good. I will tell you, your DC is 14 for your athletics check.
I'm not actually proficient, but get the fuck off my friend.
Hell yeah. Where do you want to push them?
Diagonally, I can't ping. Diagonally, but yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Cal no longer grappled and restrained. Coughing from lack of air. Anything else from Ember?
No, that was bonus action, and movement.
And movement, hell yeah. Amazing. Leyless, you are grappled and restrained currently.
Yes. Okay. Oh, it's in the top of his turn. I was like, I'm waiting for the damage. Um. What do I have? I do have something. Yes. Uh, I will open my hand, and on the one, actually, I will use my bonus action to Misty Step right here. Can I do that?
I will allow it because they're covering your head more for flavor.
Mhm.
So I will allow your sight to Misty Step over to there.
Thank you. That one, and then move myself to like right here.
Sure.
And then that one's been hit. That one. This one that has Rainier, I will dash, or not dash, I will move towards it right behind. Yeah,
Mhm.
right behind, and take my strike with the short sword. Oh, make sure I target. Yes, I did. Take my strike with the short sword and just try to stab it. In all honesty, right through the butt. Right through the butt.
Okay. Go for some haunch. If you want to use your like Zephyr Strike stuff,
Mhm.
you can gain advantage with it right now.
I will, just to ensure that this one gets hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
And
cool. So you roll your normal attack, and then you'll be able to add an extra D8 on top of it.
that's a 1 and an extra D8. Oh, right
Mhm.
here. Damage. And then, just to ensure it, I will use Basar's reaction to give me. I should know this one by heart now, but
You
yeah,
gain lightning damage. Yeah.
yeah, an extra D6 of lightning damage.
Yeah.
And then 5.
For another 5. Okay, excellent. The lightning seems as effective as anything else.
4, 5, 14 in total. I don't know if the
Uh,
last 5 actually went to it, but
yeah. You've done a tremendous amount of damage to the thing.
okay. And I just ripped the sword back out, and I'm like, I hope that feels wonderful.
Hell yeah! You see, like it's like a mixture of blood and like a whitish kind of plant sap that comes out.
Cute.
It's real gross. Cal.
Cal goes from being just limp to sort of snapping back to consciousness, and takes that first sort of panic gasp of air, and then will roar out. If I can figure out how to actually cast this. Oh boy, I gotta figure out how to turn this thing.
Mouse wheels.
Okay,
I think
there it goes.
eight.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, and lightning shoots out of his mouth.
Hell yeah. Did you want to position yourself just so you can hit the two of them?
Oh yeah, I thought I had, but apparently not. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can, because it like I thought there would be a second square in that second level, but it looks like it's just a straight T.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, we'll make both of them susceptible to it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's
Ooh.
dex save. And then is the DC correct on that? DC 11?
It is.
Different...
It's
Yeah.
low. It's not based on my spell.
I got you. Okay, the one on the bottom succeeds. The one on top fails.
Okay.
What's the damage?
That's a good question. Is there not a button in here that I can? Click to...
No, this one. Yeah, this one probably just it probably just doesn't have the setup on it. It's 1d10. It's 1d10.
All right.
Fuck him up. Fuck him up.
For 8. Okay, excellent. 8 lightning there. And then, boy, let me read the thing again. Half on success. Okay, cool.
And
whoops.
Rainier, the tide has turned. Wonderful.
Do you want to slap Rainier one more time?
I moved to turn to slap Rainier, but seeing that consciousness has, well, I mean, they were always conscious, but the coughing fit is over, I will restrain myself.
Okay.
You like reel back and I like flinch.
Great. Love it.
I'm finally drawing that flask. I don't know what Merv's int bonus is, but he gave me a healing potion, which is 2d4 plus his int.
Yeah, if you use the item like you're using it.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot it was in my bag.
It's in your bag, yeah. So you click it to use it like it's any other thing. You click the picture of it, and then there'll be a button in the chat to heal, and you just you target yourself and then you heal.
Ah, fucking.
Yeah. You can also if your token is just selected, it will heal as well. You know. That's the same
Okay.
thing.
Come on. Is it? Oh, normal. Okay. Shit. Okay. Oh.
You are grappled and restrained. That's your action to drink the potion.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my bonus actions, and my bonus actions include hurting myself again, and I don't know if that's the route I want to go this time.
Do it.
Fuck it. Why not? Yeah, Hemocraft. Roll, please. Why did it? Nope, that was the wrong thing.
If you just click in the chat where it says other formula, it'll just roll.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, I can take 2.
Yeah, 2's nothing.
2's nothing. Okay. Now I am once again a holy warrior. All right. It only took me 4 turns to get into combat, but I'm here now.
We're here,
right.
baby.
That's it for me.
Hell yeah! There's these you see the Rainier's shoving a potion into the plant fronds wrapped around their head. It's you just see there's them guggling a potion. Their crossbow begins to glow from their holy weapon. Meanwhile, the plant is completely consuming your face. Oh god, amazing. Okay. You see this one here, its fronds on its head shake almost like a rattlesnake, and you see the other ones in response shake a bit, and it turns around and lashes out at little Dominic here.
Yeah.
Silvery barbs. I heard oof.
Okay.
Yeah.
silvery barbs. Okay, that is a miss.
Nice.
Make it pay, Dom. You will get inspiration.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Okay.
advantage, sorry.
Yeah, Dom gets the advantage. Okay, and Dom is up next.
Cool. I gotta measure something out real quick. Now that I moved. Idiot. Bonus action, disengage.
Yeah.
Boom. Shooting it with
God.
advantage. Oops, push wrong button. There we go.
Which one are you shooting?
Oh, sorry. Oh shit. I forgot to I missed anyways, I'm sure.
You're fine.
This guy right here.
The guy over there. A 13 is gonna miss.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Bonus action, move action. That's my turn.
Okay, very good. A little repositioning. This one here has got a hold of Rainier. Rainier, you are gonna take. Oh yikes! 13 piercing damage.
Oh my god. I'm unconscious.
You're conscious. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Was that just like auto damage or is that an
Yeah,
attack?
because you are grappled, it
Okay,
automatically
yeah, I just
begins.
wanted to check.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm out.
Okay, Rainier's out. It bites at Rainier. That's 2 failed death saves. Hell yeah. Okay. This one here comes up between Ember and Cal. Goes after Cal, and Cal, you taste so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nat 1, baby.
Oh yes.
Okay, Ember, you're up.
Will healing word Rainier. Don't you dare! Okay, that. Let me try this again. Oh, you know what? No, undo myself.
Yeah, if you click where it says
Healing
roll
word.
damages, it probably is like
I suppose.
it'll roll the thing.
Healing.
Ta-da.
Okay, for 7.
Fucking angel, thank you.
Oh yeah.
That is a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for my action, I will attack the one that is. Yeah, because I can't get to the one on Rainier without taking attack of opportunity, and I can't risk that. I will bring down the hammer.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a hit.
Ooh, minimum.
Ted, you smash this thing with your hammer, your mace. You see there's a spray of seeds and that blood mixed with white goo. There's a horrible, like, somehow it makes an animalistic noise from the like hole where its tongue is. This thing fully like stumbles back a bit and then just collapses to the ground. It is a dead.
Oh.
You see the others, their fronds like shake a bit in response.
That was bonus action. Action. No, I don't want to back up too much. I'll back up 1. Yeah.
Okay. Laylis.
I would like to spin around this one to the
Mhm.
front of it and stab it through the throat.
Okay. A tough strike. It's it's got Rainier up, but it's got a long neck that's fully exposed to you.
Like near the what are those things called? The front legs. Yes.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Oh wait, and then go to this guy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Excellent. You see for a moment its grip on Rainier loosens and then retightens once more.
And I will use my bonus action to have Basar bite the tongue, like coming out of the edge of its mouth.
Hell
Just
yeah.
bite right through it.
Hell yeah.
And then, but oh, wrong page. This one, bite. Oh no.
Oh, I was hoping.
Oh, no.
Okay, anything else? You can
No.
move freely because of your spell.
I will move back over here, next to Dom.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, excellent. Cal.
I am going to use a sorcery point to quicken Mind Sliver so I can cast it as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And I will scream out at my friend over here. We are going to use the ground head of your sibling to make scones, and they're going to be delicious.
Okay. I'm gonna make the roll for it. It fails the check. Let's see the damage.
Nice.
9 damage. You see the fronds shake, begin vibrating faster and faster. There's seeds beginning to like spray out. And this thing, you can see like that blood white mixture begin like pouring out from near the frond, the petals. They unfurl to release Rainier, and that mixture is like pouring out from where its like tongue comes out of. It fully unwraps and releases Rainier, stumbles and collapses down like with a wheeze. That thing is dead as hell.
Okay. While that process is going on, I am charging it as if I were going to shove it, right? But since it has collapsed dead on the ground, I will actually, I'll just turn and now use my action to cast Mind Sliver at the other one.
Okay.
You heard what I told your friend.
Okay, this one makes it save.
Okay.
A little like the rattling of its petals. Incredible. Rainier, you are not paralyzed, you are not grappled or restrained.
I shake off the remnants of this floral corpse with just like stunned just awe at Cal as I finally am able to rack my fucking weapon, and I'll try to shoot the one far away.
Hell yeah.
T remembered it. And I am not gonna try adding my I'm not going to re-up my curse. Not
Your curse. Okay.
yeah. Come on. Where'd it go? There we go.
That's a hit.
For 13.
Okay, for 13. Excellent.
Thanks.
Incredible. An amazing shot as it pierces into its body. You can see its tail whipping around, and it's like kind of moving side to side, a tail flicking out towards you very defensively.
Okay, that's
anything? It. Okay. It's its turn. It looks at all like it. I mean, look is a strange term because it's just a big plant head. But like you can see it moving and like it is obvious, like it is aware of everyone here. It like backs up a few feet, steps to the side, backs up, steps to the side, sees that like you're like immediately nobody like does anything. You see that it turns and begins bounding quickly into the deep
Question.
grasses to flee.
Question. I
Yeah.
don't like to interrupt, so I was trying to wait for you to finish that. Can I expend my turn to jump ahead of them as I notice it backing away and cast uh, Thorn Whip to grab it and pull it back closer to me?
Um, Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I do like the idea. Unfortunately, you won't be able to like jump ahead of anyone, right?
Okay.
It also like you move on your turn, it moves on its turn, right?
Yes.
So it takes a full dash action. It is 80 feet away by the time it is done. This thing is very quick. It is also like in the tall grasses going low. So like you lose sight of its body, but you see the grass parting as it is very quickly leaving the area here. Um, it's 80 feet away when it comes to Dom's turn. Do you all give chase to this thing, or do you let it run?
I want to, before Dom takes his turn, Dom, do you think you can hit that? I got faith in you. You can hit it.
Well, now that you've challenged me, I was gonna let it go, but now we're gonna attack it at 80 feet. I can aim and get advantage.
Okay.
Can I see it? Yeah, we can. There, it doesn't have like
You
half
can
cover.
see like
Right.
the it's gonna have partial cover,
Okay.
or it's actually gonna have half cover, because you
Okay.
can't see it, but you can see the hole it's making in the grass, right?
Yeah. Tight. I'm gonna go for it because
Yeah,
why not?
yeah.
I'm
Roll with
not moving
advantage.
any closer to it. Oh,
Nice.
hey.
A 22 that just hits. That is you need 22 to hit this thing right now.
Psh. And if you think I'm sneaking on sneak attack, you are so very wrong. All right.
For another 8. Holy shit! You see, it moves about another 10 feet in the grass, and you see it slow and stop, like it skids to a stop.
I turned to Layla's. Told you.
I high five him. I'm just like cheering. I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Turn the others. I was gonna let it go.
Wait, why am I up there? How did I make it there?
Incredible. It flees. Dom hits an incredible shot, and combat comes to an end as these plant creatures attempted to make a morning meal out of all of you.
Had all the faith in you, Dom.
Amazing. Um, let's take a quick 10-minute break, and then we'll come back at 12:10.
Nice.
Sorry, that was great.
Oh, thanks. It was only like an hour too late. Thank you.
I do want to just clarify these creatures versus the flower that I like pulled all the seeds out of. Like that was just a regular flower, right?
Correct. Yeah, these things, like you can, like looking at them, they are built to camouflage themselves like that.
Ambush predator. Got it.
Yeah. An
Then I will-
ambush plant monstrosity.
There. I am not going to try to harvest any of those seeds because those are probably not real seeds.
As you all gather yourselves together,
Mhm.
like checking to make sure everyone's okay. You look around, you don't see any more of these things. The air is, there's a light breeze going on. You all appear safe.
I give Cal a very like heavy hand on the shoulder, like reaffirming, like grateful gesture.
Oh, thank God.
Cal is frenetic. He slaps a hand on either side of Rainier's face and is grasping his head at this point rather tightly. Just, we made it. We had wonderful. You did an excellent job. Excellent job. And reaches out for Ember, and you brought me back from the brink. And that shot, Dom. Oh my goodness. And Laylas, when we were all otherwise occupied, you held down the fort. What a team! What a team! Oh my goodness, we almost died.
It's all good. You did good, Cal. Thanks for your help.
Cal points down to his thighs. Look, the girded loins, they definitely helped.
This is
What is going on?
Not important.
Okay. What do you all do?
I vote that we leave this place as fast as possible.
messed up. I know he just woke up, but if you could give me a minute.
Yeah, we still gotta break camp technically, but I wouldn't mind taking a minute just.
Yeah, I still can't breathe very well.
Mm-hmm.
What? Are you
Short resting.
okay? I was like, what are you doing?
Going back to bed.
Go back to bed, dude. School's tomorrow. Sunday. Cool. Yeah. Everybody who wants to take a short rest, take a short rest.
Yeah, why not? Go here.
Oh no.
No. Oh, come on. Come on, something big.
No. Fuck.
Nice.
Fuck it.
I'm good.
Oh, okay, there we are. Fuck off.
Huzzah.
Okay.
I don't think it let me roll my third one.
You have 3.
Oh,
You know, you can just do it as well.
Yeah. That fucking hurts.
It's a little tough out there.
Yeah. It's tough. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Great. Short rest is had. Camp is broken down. Travel continues. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You begin quickly moving away, leaving these creatures where they are to return to the earth in whichever way they do. On this day, Cody is not here, so Rainier, can you roll a d12 for me?
Oh, sure, now.
Right. Yeah, now we get some
For the weather or what.
Cool, excellent. It's it's roughly about 10 a.m. at this point, as you begin your travels for the day. During this portion of the day, like, is there anything anybody wants to get up to? Anything to do? You're coming to, like, you can see the plains like are going to give way to what looks like some farmland very far in the distance. You can see, like, the more kind of slightly organized structure to the greenery, and some of it becomes like different shades. You also can see the larger hill structures of the Crooked Hills themselves in the distance. It's like they're not quite mountains, but they're bigger than foothills themselves. And Dom, there's a lot of weird stories about the Crooked Hills. Um, uh, there's a phrase that sometimes is said about, like, people who travel within the hills, crooked hills, crooked dreams. There's stories of, like, like scary stories you would tell your kids at night, like creatures that live in the hills that'll come get you. You better be good, that kind of thing, is, kind of fairly common. Not a lot of people, like, traverse in the hills in general. Like, there's a lot of, like, kind of creepy folklore, and people laugh about it, but, like, like, everyone's also like, yeah, but I'm not going in there. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not going in there unless, like, for some reason you have to. Um, so, like, there's a lot of, like, mystery and intrigue that surround the hills themselves. The oldest rumor about the Crooked Hills is that they move, but no one's ever seen this. It's just sometimes people will say, "I could have sworn that this path cut this way, but it's now cutting this way instead." But the timeline is, like, if they're moving, it's so slow as to be imperceptible, right? It's just strange oddities occur in the Crooked Hills. Karakara being nestled among them a little bit. Not They're surrounded to a degree, but these hills have also provided protection to Karakara. A lot of bad weather events are buffeted away. A lot of the animals, like, they don't come, like, the animals in these fields, like, they don't come into the Karakara. So the hills, as weird as they are or may be, have created a place of safety for the city to flourish over the ages. So you all see, in a few days, like, you're gonna start approaching the hills, approaching the farmland ahead of you and all that.
Dom, lead the way.
Well, good news is we're in the right spot. And I would pass off all that information about the Crooked Hills to the rest of the group as a little fun fact.
Fun facts.
I don't think that's very. We just dealt with plants that chased us. I don't need a hill chasing me.
I like to
I think we
think
can
that
outrun the hill.
flowers attacking us are now a fun fact. They weren't at the time, of course.
You all continue your trek, getting ever closer to Karakara. This day, you don't see any. There's no fields of flowers. The grasslands give way to a couple sections of small forest. There's a few streams you pass by in the area as well. What is our weather today? Scattered clouds, but mostly clear. The travel today is much better than it was yesterday.
Yep, I'm enjoying this weather. Love it. Peaceful. We can see what's around us. This is nice. No surprise ass plant animals. Anybody have any fun activities they want to do?
I mean, we are going to a festival, and I mean, got a lot of walking to do between now and then.
Yes. Just as a refresher, who all has business in? I know we're here for a mission, yes. But like outside of that, is there anything else that we can do here? Now look at Dom.
I mean, it's a town. What are you trying to do?
I just didn't know if there was like maybe there's a bounty here, or if you knew of anything.
I mean, once we get inside, we can definitely look for bounties. There's sure to be some. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I also haven't been in Karakara in some time now.
That is true. That is true.
It just being like the trip that we took to get to Moras.
Okay. Just gonna. I'm gonna start skipping through the plains.
Cool. Baras bounds beside you. Jumps up every now and then, and he's having a grand time. He definitely likes to run when he's able to.
Yes.
The grass gets shorter. Those that have a shorter disposition or smaller disposition begin to not be fully consumed by the grass, can start to see over top of
Someone had to leash Merv.
it.
I do have rope.
Amazing. Towards the end of the
Sorry, I was just going to make an "Are we sure that's actually Merv and not a plant" joke, but
I mean, there's only one way to know.
all right, Merv, I'm going to hit you real hard, and if a bunch of seeds come out,
Are you suggesting we pluck off its head? But what if it's Merv?
I'm pretty sure I can restore it. If I hit him, the plants would spray seeds when we hit him. So we just hit Merv.
Yes.
If we see seeds, we know it's not Merv.
Sounds like
And
a
if we
sound
see
plan to
blood,
me.
it's a dead halfling. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I mean, with all the goop that Merv's got, I'm sure there's some balm for massive head wounds.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Merv.
Or a salve, perhaps. Maybe an ointment.
Mer gives you a disgruntled look and moves ahead.
A sludge of some sort.
That's definitely Merv.
Bog Bob.
Yeah, she eats Merv.
Doppelganger of Merv that just says bog, and that's all it says. That's got to be him.
Right.
I got a bog bomb. old midge's bog bomb. Um, and grab.
As we're walking at some point, I'll sort of hang back a little bit and sort of put an arm or put a hand on Rainier's sort of bicep to indicate that I would like them to sort of hang back a little bit.
Yeah, he'll do so.
You almost died.
Yeah.
Hell, I almost died.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Yes, but is this just part of it?
Part of what?
Well, being out in the wilderness like this, we've been attacked many, many times. I mean, I've been in many different, in fact, uncomfortable situations, but never quite so many that involved quite so much physicality. You seem to be the sort that might have more experience with this. Is almost dying just something I need to get used to?
He thinks about it and says, prior to the life I currently lead, I was a member of the Bastion Militia. And when I enlisted, there was sort of an understanding that you do forfeit the potential for an incredibly long life. And when you begin to live and travel and see greater things in the world, the highs and lows of every day feel a little bit more dramatic. I don't think of it as almost dying. I think of it as the blessing that every breath is. That it is through the greatest fortune to continue to be alive and see more of the world every single day. And I don't think of it as a loss to get too close to death.
All right. Yes, I think I understand what you're saying, what you're describing. I am, in fact, familiar with. It's almost a perfect explanation of the gambler's high. Putting it all on the line to feel that rush of adrenaline. And so this is just gambling with the highest stakes of all, with our lives. Well, this I must consider. Thank you, Rainier. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, that said, like as you like start to like skitter off, he like grabs your sleeve.
Oh yes, I'm terribly sorry.
That said, I understand that gambling is incredibly fun, and that thrill is certainly a powerful drug.
Yes.
But it's not like any other sort of gamble you can ever take.
Well, how do you mean?
You don't often, most folks don't often get chances to live again. If you die once, you're dead most of the time.
Yes, and how does that differ from gambling?
Well, you can always find more money. You can't. Very few of us manage to find more life.
And it's your position that one can't lose enough gambling that their life is in danger.
More appropriately, there is the risk that we are currently taking, which is being out in the world where any fucking thing could take you out at any time, and putting yourself in places where more likely that is to happen is a choice that is being made, and it should not be one that's taken lightly.
Oh, I completely agree. It should not be taken lightly. However, it has also occurred to me, through our travels and our relatively brief association, I have seen that many of us right here have spells and or potions that, should one lose their lives, they, or at least suffer grievous injury, they might be restored. However, when a gambling debt comes due, depending on the size, I've yet to see a spell or a potion that can pay that off.
That you and I can agree on.
Well, what say you we do our best to both enjoy the high that gambling at the highest stakes will cause, but do so wisely so as not to be dealt out of the game entirely.
I put an arm around your shoulder and just kind of give you a shake.
Nah, I like the way you think, Rainier.
You all pass through one of these kind of small forested sections for a bit of the afternoon here. Could everybody make a perception check for me?
Simply.
Those fucking flower beasts are back. God damn it.
They just chase us for the whole campaign. Like
Right.
every other fight, we're just paralyzed.
Excellent, cool. You're passing through this little forested area, and Ember, you kind of just look off to the side briefly for a moment, and through the trees, you can see something about probably about like 300 feet off to your left. At first, you're not sure what it is, and you stop and kind of like lean your head back because you were just seeing it like as in between the movement of the trees. And you lay eyes on it again, and for sure, it's definitely there. There is what looks like some kind of stone, like a standing stone, deep in the forest. And just like right leading up to it, are like it looks like the curls of a big rib cage, like leading up to that standing stone.
Hey, do you all see that? What is over? I start walking towards it. Just gonna head off that direction.
Okay. Well, not
Or
letting her
nothing
go
without time
alone.
for the flowers.
Gonna follow her because can't let her go alone.
There's a thing. What are these stones?
She points it out, and you all see this as well. A a standing stone. And as you all approach closer, it becomes more clear. There are what looks like the long dead rib bones of some large creature that are sticking up out of the ground, almost like a walkway tunnel towards this thing in the woods. And as you get closer to it, um, uh, 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 you can make out that there are runes on this stonework that ever so slightly give off a very dull green kind of glow to it. Um, you see, it looks like this. This should be, yeah. Do you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
There's no like creatures or anything here. There's the normal sounds of like birds in the forest and the rustling of the leaves. The structure itself is probably like maybe 25, 30 feet tall.
Anybody recognize the runes?
I do like
Do
a
I
history
recognize
check
the
on it.
runes?
What languages do you speak, Emperor?
Just common Dwarvish and Primordial.
Okay. You don't immediately recognize the language, but there is something familiar about it. Not that like like you don't see it and go, I know what that is, but there's pieces of it that are like you've seen something like this maybe somewhere. Most of you actually have some kind of like, wait a minute, parts of this almost seem familiar. Um, Anybody that speaks Elven can like do a history check with advantage if they want to.
Ooh.
Just
Ta-da.
on the edge of my brain.
Cal speaks Elven too.
17, 18,
Amazing. The three of you, Lelis, Dominic, and Cal, you recognize this as like this is like proto-Elven. So like the symbols share similarities to Elvish, but it is not the common standard Elven language as it's known today. Um, Lelis, you have slightly more familiarity here with this, as the Moon Temple in Finlanora has a lot of Proto-Elven on it, and this looks remarkably similar.
Oh, okay. This is somewhat resembling my hometown, a little the little temple that we have. But other than that, I don't really have anything for this. I want to touch it.
We don't have to.
I want to touch it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you can touch it. You walk up to it. The
Yes,
runes
you see,
glowing.
this is early Elvish. You can tell because it's much thinner and not quite as flashy.
You place your hand upon the standing stone. And there is a tingle that kind of runs up your arm when you touch it. And you can feel your mind kind of buzzes a little bit. And there aren't words here, but there is knowledge that comes.
I would like, with that feeling, I would like to sit down in front of it and go into a trance state and just meditate right there for a moment.
Okay. You all see Lelis begin to crisscross applesauce and
Yes.
begin going into meditation. and you see Basar like come down and like walk around 3 times and then lay down next to him. What are the rest of you all doing?
I'm approaching him and shaking him violently. Are you okay? What is happening? Are you all right? Speak to us.
I like pop an eye open. I'm like, yes, I'm fine. I'm just meditating.
Oh, well. Okay, wonderful. Perhaps next time a little warning.
Okay. And I go back to meditating.
Okay.
Basir, let's play fetch.
He looks up at you and then like looks at Laylis, and you can tell like part of him wants to go, but he stays near Laylis. While Laylis is trancing, what is there anything anyone else is doing right now?
Are there any spirits around? That's Dom asking.
Yeah. You calm your mind and extend your awareness out. There aren't spirits here, but you, with your connection to that realm, you sense that there is an energy to this place for certain, but nothing that coalesces into like a being. Laylis, about a few minutes into your meditation here, that same kind of feeling begins to warm you. And the rest of you see the runes on the monolith like begin to intensify very slightly. They're not like blindingly bright, but they were dim and visible. They begin to glow just a little bit brighter. And Laylis, you again, no voice, but like knowledge is passed into you. And what you get from this monolith is an understanding of what these bones are here, and that this structure is a marker of essentially like an event that occurred to mark this place. And it is that Hariad, bringer of death, their final burial ground.
I'm sorry, that name one more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat as well. Hariad, bringer of death, their final burial. This speaks to a long dead draconic entity. This is like the information, the knowledge that is passed into you is that these are the ribs of this dragon. This is what remains of the dragon here, and that this stone marks where a proto-elven society, most likely the Moon Elves that had founded Finlanora, had fought this great horror against and brought it down.
I break the trance and then I turn around just like in horror. And I just look at Cal mainly and I'm just like, this was a giant ass dragon. This is where he died.
Good.
And pass on the name of Tariad, bringer of death. And I'm just in like amazement of like, I don't like this spot anymore. I think we should just move.
Good.
Oh,
This is-
finally something that makes sense.
It's astonishing. And Cal will wander into the rib cage and just pronounce loudly to everyone, "Look, I'm inside a dead dragon."
Okay.
Well, seeing as how I can't talk to dragons, or dead dragons as far as I know, I say we pick up Chocks and head out.
Uh, um, I mean, just on a whim, I'm gonna do it. Let's say in Draconic. I don't know how to click on my own name anymore, but in Draconic, will sit in front of the ruins and then say the dragon's name, just to see if anything just occurs.
You say the name in this place. There's a rush of wind that like rolls up through the rib cage, kicking leaves and pieces of grass with it up towards you, like a unnatural blast of wind fills this air, fills this space. Some of the debris nearby on the surface, the dirt and dust here, is disturbed in this blast of wind. Not enough to push anyone down, but um, there is something unearthed nearby, Laylis. Something in the ground that shines.
Walk over to it. Do I see it? I see
Yeah.
it. He
Yeah,
says,
you see it.
yes. I walk over to the shiny object and dust off around it and whatever it is, and then try to pick it up if I'm able.
Okay. You are. You find there is it's a metallic looking sphere that has translucent strands like swirled around it. So that it's like imagine like the clouds of Jupiter, but
Mhm.
like some are metal bands, some are translucent bands. And within there isn't any like you don't see anything within, like the inside is clear when you hold this thing. Um, this is not like anything that you have ever seen.
I just hold it in like amazement, just like looking all around it. But I don't see anything in it, is what you said, correct?
Yeah, the inside is empty. There isn't anything in it. It's just parts of it are translucent.
I want to hand it to Cal, and when I hand it to Cal, I'll be like, I am basically at this moment a dragon tamer, but I'm not an actual dragon kin. And I want to see if this happens same thing with you. And I hand it to Cal.
Well, it's quite breathtaking, gorgeous, really. Look, it's the way it swirls, and you can see through this portion of it here. It's really rather remarkable. I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything, do I?
No, no.
Yeah.
But it like the material this thing is made out of is remarkable.
Mhm.
The craftsmanship, there is the finest detail of filigree within the metallic pieces of it. This thing looks alien.
Yes, well, look, it's clearly quite intricate, and maybe it takes time for the effect to take hold. Perhaps I should hold on to it and see what happens over the course of a few days. See if my draconic essence reaches out through the ages to whomever crafted this artifact, and perhaps we will uncover more of its mysteries.
Yes. However, before you put it away, I would like to
Yeah.
try one more thing with it.
Oh, please.
And then when I take it back from him, I would like to use thaumaturgy and uh, use the create a sound from the origin point and say the dragon's name again to see if anything reacts with the name of it in correlation with this item, since this was how it was unearthed.
Sure. No response or effect that you can perceive.
Okay. And I hand it back to Cal. I'm like, okay, well, we have a new cool item. It might be with that pyramid thing too, well, cube thing we found a while back.
Yes, perhaps. I will report back if I notice any unusual sensations emanating from
Okay.
it.
And then I look at Ember and Dom, and I'm like, I didn't mean to exclude you two. I just all this happened, and I was just curious. If you guys would like to look at it, I mean, it's right here.
Do you
Not
want
really
me
my
to?
area of expertise.
You want me to look at it the way I looked at the other things?
Which is
I mean, I can tell you if it's magic or what it does.
that is right. You can. Oh, please.
Okay. I didn't want to just do it. I thought that might be rude.
Ah, yes. What a good idea. Why don't you take a look at it?
First, I will cast Detect Magic, which actually I will just skip straight to Identify.
Okay. You hold the item and identify it. Do you want me to tell you what it is out loud for everyone, or do you want me to like put it in your inventory for you to see it?
No, I will. Ember will say it all out loud, since this is something that Layla's found and is interested in. He and Cal are both interested in.
Excellent. This is a travel bubble. This handheld device is spherical and translucent, can be held in the palm of a hand. When activated as your action, you and additional targets that can fit in a 10-foot sphere centered on you are encapsulated in a spherical, nearly transparent force field for up to 10 hours or until you collapse it. The sphere hovers at all times and moves as you wish, vertically or horizontally, up to 60 feet each round. The spherical force field is nearly immune to all damage and most magic, though certain effects could breach it. In addition, trans-dimensional attacks could reach past the wall, or attacks that originate in a different plane of existence could affect it.
We have a safe space.
This
Quite
item
fascinating.
is used once as an action and then cannot be used again. This is the first cipher you have found in this world.
Cool.
Yeah, it's. You can only do it once, but it's pretty neat. It's a good find, Laylas. Here you go. That's yours.
Actually, I will hand it to Cal, being that he is an actual dragonkin and the
Well,
main
I mean,
sorcerer.
it's very kind, but as Ember has noted, it doesn't seem to be any real connection.
Okay. I mean, if you guys are all okay with it, I'll hold on to it. But if that's the case,
Certainly. I mean, and sort of under his breath to himself, but Cal sort of mumbles, couldn't sell it now anyway.
well,
Cool.
thank you, Cal.
Yes, of
Layla's-
course.
Layla's in your inventory. There is the travel bubble.
Nice. Okay. Well, look at that. It paid to go searching. Well, you guys, what do we do now? We go back to the trail?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You continue on, leaving the standing stone as it has been standing for ages unknown. and you continue heading closer and closer to Karakara. Excellent. We'll end our session on time there.
Mhm.
Huh.